The warm glow of the late afternoon sun filters through the large windows of a quiet European cafe. The sounds of clinking glasses and light chatter fill the air, mingling with the delicate scent of freshly baked bread. Jesus, dressed humbly yet gracefully, sits at a corner table, where the centuries seem to collide. A rustic wooden table beneath a chandelier of flickering candles in a modern cafe. Seated across from him is one of his disciples, eyes wide with reverence and curiosity. The disciple nervously fidgets with a silver spoon, occasionally glancing toward the enormous, prehistoric creature that is sitting beside them. A dinosaur, an imposing yet oddly serene presence at the table. The cafe's other patrons stare, some in awe, others in bewilderment, but no one dares interrupt. The dinosaur, an ancient and noble creature, appears almost as though it understands the significance of this moment. Its scaly tail curls under the table, careful not to knock over the chairs. The staff, wide-eyed but professional, tiptoe around the table, refilling glasses and delivering plates of bread and olives. As the disciple finally works up the courage to speak, Jesus gazes calmly at both of them, as if the presence of a creature from another time is the most natural thing in the world. The setting sun casts long shadows across the cafe, and the gentle hum of conversation from other tables fades as Jesus and Peter's voices take on a weight of their own. The dinosaur beside them remains still, its eyes blinking slowly, almost as if it too is listening. Plates of half-eaten food rest on the table, but the conversation has taken precedence over the meal. Peter leans forward, eyes heavy with concern. Lord, I've seen the signs. The world, it's not like it once was. The year is 2050, and the earth is groaning under the weight of its own doing. The economy, it's collapsing. People are losing their livelihoods, their homes. The rich have become richer, but the poor? Pauses, shaking his head. They can barely breathe under the pressure. How did it come to this? Jesus, his voice calm yet laced with sorrow. It was not sudden, Peter. It was a slow unraveling thread by thread. The greed of many, left unchecked, planted seeds long ago. Those seeds grew into a system where wealth was not shared, but hoarded. It grew in the hearts of people, in the policies of nations. They traded love for power, compassion for profit. He gazes out the window watching the light fade. By 2050, the imbalance had tipped too far. Peter wrings his hands together. But can it not be mended? Surely there must be a way. Must the world always be divided this way? Jesus smiles gently, his eyes filled with understanding. Nothing is beyond healing, Peter. But healing requires more than a patch on a broken system. It requires a transformation of hearts. As long as people continue to put profit before people, no policy will truly fix what has been broken. He pauses, looking at Peter. The crisis in 2050 is not just about money. It is about how people see each other, how they see the world. Peter sighs deeply. And what of those who suffer the most? The ones who have nothing left. Jesus leans in, his tone more urgent now. They must be remembered. They must be lifted. But more importantly, the powerful must remember that the least among them are their brothers and sisters. The world can change, Peter, but only when the heart of humanity changes. When people begin to see wealth as a means to serve, not to own. The dinosaur, shifting slightly in its seat, lets out a low, almost contemplative sound, as if it too ponders the fate of the world. Peter glances at it, then back at Jesus. Peter, with a soft chuckle. Even this creature from another time knows more about balance than we do. It survived ages of change and crisis. And here we are, destroying ourselves with greed. Jesus, nodding. Creation endures, Peter. But mankind must learn from its mistakes, or it will be the architects of its own ruin. Remember, the world can heal, but it begins with each individual, with the smallest act of kindness, with generosity that expects nothing in return. Peter, silent now, contemplates Jesus' words as the evening light fades, leaving the cafe in a tranquil dusk. The dinosaur lowers its head, as if bowing in shared reverence for the weight of the conversation. And so, beneath the flickering light of candles in a small cafe, in the presence of an ancient creature, Jesus speaks not just of the future, but of the timeless truth that humanity has always needed to hear.